Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two, where the Star Wars news saga continues. I'm Terrence.
I'm Manny.
And we got tons of Star Wars news. It's actually been a while since we've been on here. We try to make sure we come on when we actually have something to talk about, as opposed to just kind of kicking back and shooting BS about Star Wars. But since Comic-Con came out and gave us so much Star Wars news following the Star Wars Celebration, we actually got a new TV spot for the RogueOne, for RogueOne. For RogueOne, that's going to be coming out this December. And in that TV spot, we got to see a tiny glimpse of Jimmy Smits. So a lot of people, and these were eagle-eyed people, because I didn't see it as many times as I watched that teaser. People were able to point it out, and people hit him up and said, "Hey, are you in RogueOne?" And he finally had to come out and say, "Yes, I have a small part, but I'm definitely in RogueOne." So, with that being said, seeing where we saw Jimmy Smits at the end of episode 3, what do you think his part's going to be in RogueOne? Because he was leaving to kind of go on and deal with the rebellion away, and take Leia with him. So, what are we going to get now?
And well, he first actually came out in Attack of the Clones,
right,
if I remember right? And at the end of episode 3. Him and his wife were actually cradling Leia and getting used to this whole, having a daughter and all that good stuff. So in this, I'm pretty sure that, well, obviously Leia's already grown. She's a little grown already. So it's probably just preparation as far as getting these plans and how they're going to how they're going to store them once they retrieve the plans and to hide them from their empire. So I think it's going to be very small. I don't think it's going to be maybe to a cameo capacity. I don't think that it's going to be anything big. But regardless, it's good to see Jimmy Smits back.
No, it's great. It actually once again ties us back to the already existing canon, so we know where this one fits in. It follows what we've already been established. But now that you mention it, because another thing I was going to bring up, since it's a little bit time has passed and he has Leia, I think we might see a glimpse of Leia.
As far as the Ant-Man route,
hey, look, we're getting Han Solo. So do you think we might get a glimpse of Leia in here somewhere?
But I don't. But man, to have Leia in that timeline and not have Carrie Fisher be the role, that's tough. That's really tough.
We already went through.
I know, but
recasting Han Solo,
the Ant-Man thing, and the CGI on it. Who knows? I mean, maybe they do redo the casting again. But if it's minutes before, or not too far before the timeline of A New Hope, do you think that it would be smart to have the CGI on Carrie Fisher?
No, if they do something like that, they'll either do, and I'm not above them doing this because I've already accepted Han Solo, because I'm sure he's going to have a cameo in here somewhere. But if they do, I would kind of like them to take old footage and kind of digitally master it and show her and take the archive footage and put her in the movie somewhere, or just reference her. And it was like, Leia just left type deal.
Oh, you just missed her.
You just missed her. You see the back of her buns when she was walking away. I mean, it's owned by Disney now, so it's a little silhouette like the
oh, there she is.
So that's not the only news we actually got from this new little TV spot for RogueOne. The next thing we got was we got to see one of the new ships that they're actually going to be debuting in RogueOne, and this one's actually going to be called the U-Wing, and not Patrick Ewing.
Not J.R. Ewing.
Not J.R. Ewing.
Not Patrick Ewing, but just the U-Wing.
Yeah, the U-Wing. And so it has a lot of similarities to X-Wing. And they haven't really said much yet in regards to it, but do you think maybe this is the predecessor to the X-Wing? Or how do you feel about this new ship in general?
Honestly, it's pretty nice. It's all right. It's a decent ship. It kind of reminds me of the Y-Wing, actually.
Yeah, it does.
A little smaller than the Y-Wing. Borderline looking like the Rebel symbol. borderline looking like the Rebel symbol,
Kinda.
right?
I guess.
Yeah, like in Galaga when you have those ones that are just. All right, anyway,
You know what? When they do
the number one Star Wars film.
when they do stuff like this, when you think back to the original trilogy, or not the original trilogy, but the prequels, when they showed us all those ships, and then those ships no longer exist in canon once we get to the 4, 5, and 6 trilogy. For them to do another ship in Rogue One, it's another ship. They're like, hey, what happened to that ship when they got? And why do they have all these nice ships? And then they get to. Well, I hope they stick with this one and make it look used and beat up like the Rebellion had with the rest of their ships. But it's still going to be like, well, where'd that ship go?
Okay, and we talked about that before as far as the prequel trilogy, because some of those ships were actually pretty sweet. Where did you downgrade? Did your budget go down and you put it all on these ships from back then?
They lost all that Empire money. That's all that.
I think what happened is I think that there are different divisions, different bases and all that. Okay. That those are there, kind of like the Death Troopers. I mean, we don't see those anymore either.
Or like the speeder bikes. We only got to see them
on Endor.
Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. And then you have the Hoth Troopers, the snow troopers that were on Hoth. Mm-hmm. You've never seen those ever again, right?
Right.
But they were on Hoth. Right. So it might be just a territorial thing where certain ships are at certain bases in certain parts of the galaxy.
Okay.
And that's probably why you don't really see those too much. Okay. Now, if we go into
kind of like the military, where it's designed specifically for this.
For that, yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So if you go into coming into episode 8 or episode 9 and anything further, maybe those old ships will, they'll be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
this U-wing, it still works. Yeah, man, we need this. Just jumpstart it.
Unlike Patrick Ewing,
get Yoda. Oh no, I'm sorry, Yoda's dead. Man,
that's horrible.
I was gonna say get Yoda and lift it up out of the thing, but anyway,
there is no try.
So those were some of because a lot of the footage that we saw on this new TV spot was stuff that we saw from Celebration. So they didn't want to give us too much in this trailer, but they did give us a couple of new things, which are really good. So I like how they're kind of piecemealing it out to us. They do like with the Force Awakens, where we still didn't really understand what was going on until we actually got the movie. I love that because then it's more of a surprise going into the film. And we're almost to December, so hopefully keep lids on this.
And if you're this past Thursday, they had the Rogue One trailer that's going to premiere at the Olympics.
I heard about that.
So that haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get a.
Let's actually talk about that because I'm glad you mentioned it. I didn't actually put it in my notes, but they did say that we were going to get one at the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's the 1-minute trailer that they only showed the fans there? Yeah, with the Vader. You think we're going to get that one?
I think we are.
Now, do you think it'll just be that 1 minute, or do you think they're going to give us a full story trailer? Because it's about time that we really understand what's going on. All we know is that it's a war. By the way, the second Star Wars film that actually has a war in it, because Jedi was the only war film.
Yeah. Go back to previous episodes. You'll hear him talk about that all the time. To be honest with you, I really don't know. I mean, that's a Disney thing as far as how well they're keeping certain things secret. I mean, you just said it yourself about Jimmy Smits and being sworn to secrecy on certain things. It's a possibility that they're only going to go that route. Everybody wants to see that Vader one.
So you think they'll just do the minute one?
So I really think that it'll be the minute one. I really think that it'll be a short one.
Oh, they have such a big stage for them to kind of just give us only Vader. I kind of want story, but like you said, maybe because they're trying to slowly drip out what's going on in this film, then that actually might be believable that they only give us that, because just seeing Vader is a huge thing for everybody.
Exactly.
Waiting to see
I think that's enough as far as right now, as far as a tease. I mean, obviously we just got a teaser. This one will be a little longer. It will have the Vader footage, but we're still in summer,
right?
And I think that the closer that we get to December, I think that's when we're starting to get. I mean, look at last year when we got The Force Awakens. I mean, we got a little bit more and more footage towards when we were getting closer and closer to December.
Right. So we got it in Monday Night Football. So that was it the first Monday Night Football?
It was. I think it was. I'm not too sure.
Okay,
second or third.
And that's when we got. I think that's when we got a story trailer then for them.
Right. So that's what I mean. So maybe it might be. Now you got to remember, you got to. Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah, so they would want to take the opportunity.
They would take that as a perfect example, a perfect time to release it with Monday Night Football. So I think we could go for that again.
Okay.
With Monday Night Football.
Now, the only reason I say that this is just as big is because a lot of people watch the Olympics. Outside of just football fans, where they got. I mean, a lot of people watch football, but the whole world watching the Olympics.
You might be right. You might be right. It might be a long one. It might be like you said. We just got a teaser. So yeah, this one should be a little longer. But who knows? Who's to say? No. I think them showing Vader's enough, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, we'll see when that trailer actually drops. One bit of news I actually thought was really cool that they released recently is that we got to find out about a new planet. That's because Star Wars is about the whole galaxy, and there's more than one planet, or just a few planets that we know about in the original trilogy and the prequels. We got to know about other planets because the rebellion has to be in other places. Well, in this thing that we found out that the planet that Donnie Yen is on is called Jedha, and I want to give them the Avatar Award of the most unoriginal names, just like Unobtainium. Because this planet actually is supposed to.
So you didn't like Pandora?
Not that. No. I'm talking about Unobtainium. Oh. It was something that was so hard.
Avatar.
Well, yeah, because on Avatar they had the material that they were trying to get. It was called Unobtainium.
That's about that.
It's called Unobtainium because they.
What if it was adamantium?
They couldn't. And Disney would sue them, but. So the reason why I said that this is the most unoriginal name is because this planet is very important to the Jedi, and it's obviously where Donnie Yen, like I said, is where Donnie Yen is actually living at this point. I had a couple questions about what's going on this planet. Is this planet where the Jedi Temple may be housed? Because it's also mentioned that it's very important to the Jedi and the Sith, and also too is Donnie Yen protecting the Jedi Temple.
Well. According to Gareth Edwards, the Force is very strong in this universe, and the Force is very strong there at Jedha, which, from what I read, is similar to Jerusalem, to Mecca. And because of that, Donnie Yen could be, protecting that. And it is an Empire territory. So Vader must also know about it, too.
Right.
And he knows and recognizes how strong the Force is there, so that's probably, why they're so, attached to that.
Well, I know the main point of The Force Awakens was that Luke was looking for, relics, Jedi relics. So is this maybe like a prequel look to the importance of what Luke is looking for coming up in Episode 8?
So Jedha may play a cameo.
It may play Episode 8. And this might be, so is this maybe the setup for what he's looking for? Like, is this showing us what he's looking for, the importance of what he's looking for in this movie?
Will Donnie Yen's bones be there?
Well, since Donnie Yen's gonna die, he ain't making it out of this movie. But they might be, kind of like they did in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's #1 Star Wars short. Let me stop saying that.
#1.
But he may find they may have some remnants of what happened in Rogue One when we actually get to Episode 8
or 9.
But another thing that actually kind of brings up is that from the Legends books, one planet that they had that was important to the Jedi and to the Sith was Ilum, where they found the Kyber crystals. So not only do we have all the importance to the Jedi, is this maybe we're going to see them actually find the Kyber crystals and maybe see them actually form a lightsaber, because we've never seen that on film. There's a deleted scene for Jedi where at the beginning we actually got to see him build his own lightsaber, which is why Vader brings it up. And he says, I see you constructed a new lightsaber.
That's right.
Well, there was actually a scene that they cut out where he actually puts it together. And we actually get to see him construct it. And that's something that they touched on in the Legends books about, young Jedi had to go there. You had to assemble your own lightsaber. And the planet of Ilum was well guarded by the Jedi, so much that the Sith wanted to get the crystals themselves, and they couldn't get on this planet because the Jedi protected it. Now, the Sith had to go out and actually do synthetic crystals in order to fashion their own lightsabers. So it's real important, like you said, that maybe that's why Vader wants this planet. Maybe that's why they want to go there. That's why maybe they're attacking there, because of these Kyber crystals. If they use the Legend stuff, like I said, it's not been said that they're going to do that particular route, but if they go that route, it's another piece of them bringing in some Legend stuff. But it also tells you the importance of what's going on, besides just saying like, oh, there's some old Jedi robes. And Yoda used to wear that. And
picture of Qui-Gon.
Yeah, picture of Qui-Gon. They got the crooked Dooku blade. It's his erectile dysfunction blade.
Cialis with Dooku on it.
The Cialis blade.
Okay, but I'm just curious though. If that is true, then why would Vader allow Donnie Yen character to be there if he knows that Donnie Yen would probably, I mean, that I can see that he's against the Empire, so why would you have an opposing person be there to inhabit your territory?
Because this is extermination Vader. We saw Order 66 at the beginning. We're still in extermination mode Vader.
69?
Order 69 is extermination Vader.
Going back to Dooku Cialis saber.
But at this point, they never said in Rogue One that everybody was gone. Maybe he's still on his extermination thing, and he knows that, hey, the Jedi have this planet where all this stuff is actually set up, like I said, with the kyber crystals, all the Jedi relics, and maybe he's going there to, let me wipe this planet out, wipe out the Jedi off this planet so I can take control of this particular planet. So maybe he's going to go do that.
Possibly, but you gotta, if the sole purpose of Rogue One is to get those plans, or in the Empire's case, protect their plans, how does that
tie to this planet?
How does that tie to the planet then?
I mean,
how do you think it ties? I mean,
they didn't say how big of role of that Vader's going to have in Rogue One. Maybe his is just a side mission for himself. The person that's actually protecting these plans, that's
or the plans are on Jedha.
Maybe the plans on Jedha.
And since the Empire is, because there's a battle scene there.
Yeah, there definitely is.
If there is,
they took it to the last place where the Jedi were known to be at to help protect it. That makes sense.
So
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Possibly.
So if that's what actually comes out in the movie, you heard it here first.
That might be the ending. That might be part of the ending.
You heard it here first.
And you heard it here first in the goods. The original rule too.
Okay. So, like I said, we want to come with you every time we actually have some Star Wars news, but that's really going to wrap up as far as the news portion. But as we always do in these things, we always talk about at least one fan theory. So I will turn it over to you as far as this week's fan theory.
Well, there's only one that I saw that was pretty interesting, and that was that this whole thing with Rey and Kylo, it's actually Rey, and we've talked about it in previous episodes, where Rey is going to be the main bad guy. She's the one that's like really the bad guy. At the end of episode 8, starting episode 9, going into whatever.
Right.
She's the main one, right? So she turns to the dark side, and she doesn't really turn to the dark side until she finds out that Luke killed her parents. And then at the same time, there is a double turn where Kylo Ren goes back to the light because him, Luke, and Han planned, for him to get closer to Snoke. So he killed, Han sacrificed himself and to trick Snoke.
Okay.
And, that sets up the whole start of the double turn.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. I read some of it. It was interesting to me. I'm pretty sure there are other guys out there on YouTube that are going to just go in detail about how this is, and they're awesome at it. But what do you think about that setup? I think it's genius. I think it's almost like you start what you think is a reboot / sequel in Force Awakens is actually the prequel trilogy to the next generation's Star Wars.
Well, we all
except these don't suck.
Well, we all know that Disney's not going to stop making Star Wars movies unless they start to suck.
They say one a year.
One a year. So once this trilogy finishes, they'll continue another trilogy, whether it be with Kylo Ren or whether it be with Rey. Out of that theory, the most interesting part was the what if Luke had actually killed her parents. Now, thinking about that, because why would Luke be killing anybody's parents unless he felt he was threatened or attacked? The only attack that we know of so far in this particular trilogy is when they actually come when Kylo turns, when he's with the Knights of Ren. What if her parents were part of the Knights of Ren? Or he kills some of the Knights of Ren because he didn't kill them all. Obviously, he kills some of the Knights of Ren, which happen to be her parents. He feels guilty not only for Kylo turning, but for also killing her parents. He can't deal with the guilt. He drops her off.
Possibly.
Because that will blow up my theory about Kylo dropping her off, but maybe Luke drops her off because he can't deal with the guilt of actually have taken her lives of her parents. Because he can't tell it to a little girl, hey, I killed your parents, they turned on me, I had to go, be a Jedi,
Wu-Tang.
Cousin Pooh's up.
Hey, but what if, but this Dooku one, it wouldn't, the Schwartz was as big as mine. But what if her parents were kids of, or one of the parents is the daughter or the son of Palpatine? He knows how delicate that is with hers and being susceptible to the dark side, and that's another reason why.
Okay.
That's another reason why he killed the parents, and that's another reason why he dropped her off.
Either way,
to keep her away from the dark side.
I think just that whole thought process that maybe he actually killed her parents, very interesting. Not to say that they would do it, because not only could we do deadbeat Jedi Luke, or now he's parent killing Jew Luke. It's like they have no good storylines for Luke, or we can't think of any good fan theories for good storylines for Luke. But I just think that would be an interesting way for them to play it. And it's like, that's the reason why he shunned everybody. Look, I had the failure with Kylo, and I murdered this young girl's parents. Well, not murdered, but I killed this young girl's parents. And it was like, I can't be around any of this anymore. And it's like, I feel like Darth Luke. I feel horrible about what's gone on recently, and I have to put myself away. It explains his him putting himself into exclusion, doing his whole Yoda thing. I'm in the middle of nowhere, not in the Dagobah system, but on his little island. But that it makes more sense to that. So I actually like that as a fan theory. Like I said, the rest of the stuff kind of iffy, but that portion right there, when you told me about it, that's the part I really liked about this theory.
Well, one of the things that's also come up is, and if you really think back, is John Boyega stating that Kelly Marie Tran is actually the real good guy in this whole thing. That she's the true protagonist of this movie, and that their route of this story arc is similar but darker than Empire. If that's the case, then her finding out that Luke killed her parents and her turning, I mean, who knows if they end the scene with her eyes turning yellow, whatever the case may be in 8, it points in that direction.
It would be a good reason for her to turn, because then, she'd have that rage, you took my parents from me. I've been waiting all these years for my parents, and you were the one that took them from me.
Yeah.
So
I've been, getting all this getting all these portions and
it's your fault. It's your fault.
I've been eating this piece of shit. I've been eating these portions for all these years, and you killed my parents.
All right, so that's gonna take care of our fan theories for this week. We'll be back as soon as we get more Star Wars news, but as always, we want to go ahead and let Manny go ahead and wrap it up for us.
I'm not good at this, but hey. We want to hear your theories and let us know what you think of ours. Some of it it's kind of far-fetched and we don't know if it's true or not, but we'd like to hear your comments on it. Feel free to hit us up on Facebook with Terrence, Twitter with me at The Goods Podcast. Where's Facebook?
At The Goods Podcast.
There you go.
Because we didn't want to make it hard. There you go.
Anyway, so hit us up and let us know what y'all think. Until then, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
You want me to count us down?
Yeah, you have to.
All right. Rule of 2, take 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Terrence.
Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. I had to get it out. I had to get it out. Reveal. I had to get it out.
Well, we needed one after you lost all our friggin' outtakes anyway. All right.
Yeah, no, right? The Suicide Squad.